Hey there, it's Jeff Calliguire, and I want to welcome you to day one of the Retrain Your Brain Devotional, 7 days and 7 ways to heal what holds you back. I'm not sure what brought you here, but I'm hoping that there is a desire that you have to grow in some way that is really profound. And I want to work with you and both of us together partner so that I can help you deliver on that promise to really heal what holds you back. And I call it a devotional because a devotional to me is something that goes deeper than just like a training or a seminar or just reading a email. But I really would like to start with some good news. And the good news is that the way you are now, the brain you have, is awesome, but it can grow, it can become better. I've been coaching now for almost 20 years. And the reason I coach is I have come to believe that people can grow, that they can go to whole new levels, whole new transformational levels. And yet so many people that I come across have this sense that they are stuck, that they're not achieving things that they are supposed to achieve, that they're not fulfilling even the dream that God's given them. And part of what I've come to see is that what's holding them back is they haven't learned yet to grow their brain very intentionally. And so they accept things about themselves, such as, I'm not that smart, or I'm not really good with money. I'm not good at sales. I really am not great with relationships. And those things are trapped inside of their brain. And for some reason, it's not doing anything. It's not going away. And so what I want to have you hold out belief is that over these next 7 days, by thinking about reading, going through this process, that you can take a big step forward to actually transform your brain and heal what holds you back. So part of why I'm really passionate about this is I was a guy who grew up who thought I was not as smart as my brothers, who were both like Ivy Leaguers and just like always got A's. And I was called dumb jock by some of the people in my high school class. I felt like I just didn't have the kind of brains to do the things that I wanted to do. I found myself getting foggy at sometimes, and I didn't know what the cause of that was. So part of my credentials in this is I'm the guy who took the ADD medications and the antidepressants and everything to try to figure out why was my brain working so slowly. And so what I'm going to share over these next 7 days are some of the habits that I had to learn and had to develop in order to go from Jeff with the foggy, messed up brain to Jeff who was Jeff. Jeff who was confident. Jeff who felt like I've been given what I really am supposed to have. So science tells us that we've got 86 billion neurons inside of our brain. It weighs just 3 pounds, and yet it takes up 20% of the energy and the calories that we burn each day. Our brain is pretty important, and yet, let me ask you a question. Have you ever taken a process or gone through a training in order to really take your brain to the next level? Well, most of us haven't. I mean, I grew up and I took plenty of classes and learned about math and science and history and all those things, but we've been given a brain, and yet most of us haven't been given the owner's manual. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. Well, another piece of good news from science is this thing called neuroplasticity. So years ago, over a long time, people just thought you had the brain that you had. There was no real growth to it. It was just, this is how you were. But what scientists found is that when people would have like a stroke, they could actually retrain their brain, and their brain was neuroplastic. Neuro just means neurons, and or like the neural nervous system. It's your brain. And plastic means changeable, malleable. It can grow and change. And so what scientists discovered is that our brain can change as we think. Our thinking actually moves our brain and develops new neural pathways, new ways for us to grow and expand and really have the brain we're supposed to have. So that's what I want to work with you over the next 7 days, starting today with your first habit, which is just commit to changing your brain. Have that be a part of your life, that you are going to grow your brain intentionally. The Bible is pretty clear that our brains are changeable. In Romans 12:2, it says that we can be transformed by the renewing of our minds. So basically, we can change as our brains change, as our minds change. And then it says, then we'll be able to even know what God's will is, because now we're living and using the brain in the way that we're supposed to use it. So first encouragement for day one is, will you commit to having a retrained brain as a habit, and doing that and living into the brain that you're supposed to have? I'm really excited about this process. Always love hearing from you, love your feedback, and I look forward to all that's going to happen in you and through you as you retrain your brain. God bless. Have a great day.